About 2 months after Congress leader Rahul Gandhi openly endorsed IUML and branded them a secular political party during his US tour, the organization is once again in the limelight for not very good reasons. During a rally by the youth wing of the Indian Union Muslim League in Kerala's Kasaragod, the cadre of the party openly threatened Hindus and raised slogans against the community after the undated video surfaced. BJP is now cornering the IUML and Congress for propagating anti-India sentiments. The BJP is also alleged that the Pinarayi government was backing IUML and therefore its workers have dared to go this far. After a massive political storm, IUML was shamed into action and it sacked the worker who raised such slogans. Amidst the outrage, over 300 people have been booked in the case, including 7 who are named in the FIR. Police has also arrested 5 accused, including the person who has raised hateful slogans. However, the politics over the issue rages on, with the BJP adamant on the arrest of all accused in the case. The BJP has also slammed Rahul's secular tag for IUML, asking if this action of theirs is secular.
I hope the Chief Minister of Kerala will take appropriate action. Hindu faith cannot be castigated like this. ये बात आप राहुल गांधी से पूछिए. वैसे मैंने बार बार इस बात को कहा है, इस मंच से कहा है. आज आपने एक सवाल पर, राहुल गांधी को हिंदुस्तान की राजनीति की कितनी समझदारी है, इस पर कभी विस्तार से चर्चा करेंगे.
IUML is no doubt a secular party, and there's no way IUML would encourage anything of hatred towards any religion. They're very, very tolerant. Definitely strong steps will be taken against it if at all some unfortunate thing has happened. But let me make it very clear, IUML is very, very secular in their thought, in their action, and in their all their steps, and in their how they project themselves and how they act. They're very secular.
Before we open this up for debate, let's listen to what Rahul Gandhi had said earlier, endorsing the IUML's secular credentials while in Washington.
You talked about secularism and democracy while opposing the Hindu party BJP. However, Congress in Kerala has been in alliance with the Muslim party, Muslim League in Kerala, the state from which you were MP for more than, the state you are the MP for more than.
So this kind of a very shocking statement coming in from an ally of the INDA alliance. Here is the IUML's youth wing leaders who are openly, and I can't even give you the exact translation on air because it is just so abhorrent. If one was to literally translate what these individuals are saying, it is extremely offensive. Leave alone any religion. About any human being saying such a thing itself is offensive. So somewhere or the other, has Mr. Rahul Gandhi been too quick to, give a secular certificate to this organization?
No.
Can it increase the light a bit?
Madhav, good evening to you and your viewers. Just because a party has a Muslim League in its, in its name, it seems like everyone can think of them as a non-secular party. There is a need to study. Rahul Gandhi answered the question to the gentleman who had asked him that question.
What about this statement?
First of all, he got a couple of facts wrong.
Are you going to whitewash this statement?
No, let me finish, Madhav. Let me finish. He asked Rahul Gandhi if the BJP is a Hindu party. I want to ask my BJP colleague on this debate: is BJP calling themselves a Hindu party, or they themselves are open to all sabka saath, sabka vikas? My answer to you is Rahul Gandhi was right. Because if you go back in history, the Indian Mujahideen...
Are these acts of a secular party, Mr. Rohan? What are you saying on national television? Are these acts of a party that is calling itself secular?
Yes, he is a secular party, Mr.
Calling for death? Threatening death?
Absolutely. This is a party...
Burning alive?
Bajpayee, whose MP was sent...
Sir, you can raise questions of the BJP, I have no problem. I am saying, what about these comments of the IUML? You may question the BJP spokesperson. Please go ahead and do so. But offense is not the only form of defense.
People have been sacked. Madhav...
That's enough?
No, Madhav, let me answer. If one of your employees tomorrow says something unconstitutional and if you sack him, are you liable for that? The IUML has sacked the people who have come up with these hate speeches. What are we talking about? They've been sacked. What more does the party need to do? If tomorrow a Times Now activist reporter is found out to
Madhavji,
be
sacking is not enough.
anti-national,
Rahul
and if you
Ishwar
sack
is
him,
responding to
will
you.
I hold you
Rahul
liable
Ishwar
for
is
it?
responding to you. You can very well give example.
Madhavji,
of a
just two
political party
submissions.
And
Madhavji,
please don't compare it to a news channel.
Madhavji,
That's
just
not
two
a fair
submissions.
comparison at all. But Rahul Ishwar wants to respond to you. Yes, Rahul Ishwar.
Madhavji, just two submissions. I have been very close to Muslim League. I have gone to many Muslim League party occasions and stages. I respect them. But this is absolutely unacceptable, and the so-called dismissal and sacking is not enough. A case need to be filed under 153A and 295A. This person called Abdul Salam should be behind bar. There are no two ways about it. You know, I even thank you for not airing out what he said. It is absolutely horrible, condemnable, invoking Holy Ramayana, Hindu, bond, so many things are there. It is absolutely, there are no two ways about it.
Am
This
I
person
defending
needs to
him?
be in jail,
Am
and
I
there are
defending
no
the
two
hate
ways about
speech
it.
out here,
and
sir?
I hope, and just one more second, sir, please hold on.
Am I saying
and I
that he
hope
should not
some
be in
senior
jail?
Muslim League leaders who we all respect will take up the mantle and express regret. I was with Dr. M.K. Munir, who is one of the most respected leaders. He himself went out to say that we are deeply apologetic for it. It is led by Tangal family, which is widely respected. They also expressed regret.
So
yes, Muslim League is
that's what I'm
considered to be very moderate and pluralistic.
Madhav,
but this is absolutely shocking, and there needs to be all-round condemnation. And one more thing, Rahul Gandhi should take a stand. The most important thing is Sri Rahul Gandhi should take a stand and not run away with a pseudo-secular silence.
Respond to that, Rohan Mitra. Because you seem to be only defending action.
How is he not taking
Why
a
not
stand?
demand action?
Is he defending this?
He is saying, why not arrest these individuals who are spreading hate in society?
We are demanding action. Why are you telling me that we are not demanding action?
You just said they've been sacked from the party. What more do you want?
Is Rahul
He
Gandhi
said that
going
there
to
should be
take a
criminal
position on
action.
this?
It's news. No, what do you want?
You just
Is
said they've
Rahul
been
Gandhi
sacked, that's
going
enough.
to take
So
a
it's 24
position on
hours for
this?
90 days in
Is
Manipur.
Rahul
The
Gandhi
Prime Minister and the
going
Chief
to
Minister
take a
hasn't
position on
spoken,
this?
and it hasn't been
Rahul
24
Gandhi
hours.
is
You want
our
action.
MP too, technically from Kerala. Is Rahul
So
Gandhi
Rahul Gandhi
going
will
to take a
his
position
turn.
on this?
He has to-
Rahul Gandhi is
he's
the
not
MP from
anymore.
Kerala, technically.
Rahul Gandhi
Is
is not
Rahul
the
Gandhi
MP
going to
anymore,
take a
Mr.
position on this?
Rahul Gandhi is no longer an MP from Kerala. Rahul Gandhi is no longer an MP from Kerala that he has to take a position.
Is Rahul Gandhi going to take a position on
Rahul
this?
Gandhi has, I'm telling you,
This is the pseudo-secular
Congress
running
or
away from
anybody
Rahul
in the
Gandhi.
India
This is not
alliance
done.
does not stand for this. We are not running away. We are saying in camera that we don't stand for any anti-national
That is
comment.
not enough, sir.
What
That is
more do you
not
want us
enough.
to say?
That is not far enough. That is not enough.
So what
there
is-
should
what
be
do
a
you want? What do
condemnation
you
from
want? Tell
Rahul
me.
Gandhi.
Rahul
Rahul
what do
Gandhi
you want,
should
Mr.
take a
Ishwaran?
position and let people know what his stand
Only
is.
Mr. Rahul
He's a
Gandhi.
Hindu,
What
right?
about-
He's
what
a
about Mr.
practicing
Modi speaking
Janayudhari
about,
Hindu.
Manipur?
Right?
There you don't
He's
have
a
absolute
practicing
silence over there
Janayudhari
for
Hindu
90
and Brahmin.
days.
So why can't he take a position on this?
No, let's just calm down a bit. Rohan Mitra,
he's a genuine Brahmin and
what do you
Hindu.
want? One second. Let me just come in. Let me come in now. Rohan as well as Rahul, let me just come in now. Because, let's just understand. Let's just understand what has happened. On a case like this, one second. Just please calm down. Let me bring in Kevin Matthews. Kevin Matthews, the BJP is on record to say that the reason no action is happening is because the LDF is actually enabling this kind of an attitude of the IUML. This is the on-record statement of Mr. Surendran. He spoke to Times Now earlier, and this is his claim. Your response to that, Kevin Matthews?
Madhav, a couple of things. The first thing to Surendran's statement, that is absolutely, an absolute changing of the facts, because see, if you look at it, LDF is wherever IUML has contested, LDF is a party or the alliance that has contested against them. So there is absolutely no point in and LDF doesn't even consider IUML and a prospective ally also, because they've been always on the two different sides politically.
So why is police action not being taken? Why are 5 individuals only being arrested? There are several dozen people seen in that video, if not hundreds. Their question would be, and I can bring in Vinita on that. But I can tell you their question. The next question will be, why have more people not been arrested? If that is the case, Kevin Matthews.
Madhav, let me answer that. See, the case, there have been almost 300 people have been charged. 7 has been booked. So now this arrest, it takes a normal time, and you're living in a country wherein a woman was raped paraded nude and murdered, and it's 90 days since, and no one
And we
has
haven't
taken
spared the
action.
BJP government there. We have not spared the BJP government there either, Kevin Matthews. But just as I feel in the case of Manipur, the whataboutery of the BJP is absolutely unacceptable. Similarly, I feel in this particular case, the whataboutery by LDF is also completely unacceptable. And on that note, let me bring in Vinita Hariharan. Vinita Hariharan, here's a question coming from Kevin Matthews. He's saying that your party's track record in Manipur is there for all to see, but you demand faster justice from Kerala. Why? That's his question to you. I don't endorse it, but since that's a question posed to you, please respond.
No, in Manipur, whatever action has been taken by the government, and we are still acting on it 24/7. We are working on it, and night and day there's going to be justice done in Manipur very soon, and normalcy is also returning very soon in Manipur. So the government is doing its bit on Manipur. But when you talk of what has happened with the IUML case today, it's absolutely horrific, despicable. The hate speech that is happening from God's own country is this what we call a so-called secular state, and the IUML, as Mr. Surendran has just stated, it's part of the, it's part of not only part of the UDF, but it's also part of the so-called INDIA. I don't want to call it India because they don't represent India in whatsoever manner. It's a motley crew of disparate parties who have gotten together and calling themselves an India party, a Mahagathbandhan. What do you stand for? What is reflected on the ground today is what you stand for. So-called secularism. When Rahul Gandhi himself has gone in global forums and stated that IUML is a secular party, he said it with such casual, such a casual manner, and this is what is reflected on the ground. What is the IUML said today? It's a terrific hate speech, and it's not the first time that it's happening. It's the second time in a row. It happened in 2022, and a little boy in the shoulder of his father shouting hate speeches. What is it? It's so scary. It's so frightening what is happening in my state, in God's own country, as you call it, the God's own country. Please live up to the ethos of God's own country. Please, for heaven's sake. I mean, this kind of religious...
And Kevin, there's another reason. There's another point being made by Mr. Surendran. If I can just come in, Vinita, there's another point being made in. He says that what about the controversial statements that have been made by the Assembly Speaker? Don't that also smack of some kind of religious bigotry? Because there are protests that have taken place in Kerala today, and you very well know that, Kevin Matthews. He's also invoking certain statements made by Mr. Riaz. But at least in terms of the statements made by Mr. Samsheer, you have the BJP raising a point that this is a culture of bigotry that is being propagated by the LDF. That's their allegation.
Madhav, BJP just wants to, communalize everything that is happening here, and I'm not going to fall into that trap today. See, what has happened is absolutely... So
you won't condemn Mr. Samsheer's statement? That's not condemnable?
No, I'll not condemn the statement.
Rahul Ishwar, was that a secular statement in your view, Rahul Ishwar?
Madhavji, just one submission. Madhavji, just one submission. As a Hindu activist, when I take Prophet Muhammad's name, I always say Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam as a mark of respect, or Jesus Christ with the utmost of respect. But when Shamsheer, with absolutely wrong comparisons, calling Ganapati a myth and associated things, was very distasteful. And otherwise, homestaying my mother went to a protest in the scorching sun in the morning because normal people are offended. See, why do you invoke Ganapati into this? Why do you invoke Hindu mythology into this? Can't Shamsheer talk about other things regarding their own livelihood, fuel kind of issues? Why provoke Hindus? It's a natural question that even so-called secular people are asking. Why provoke Hindus into some kind of protest? What is the merit in provoking Lord Ganesha or Sri Rama or Krishna or Pushpagavan? Why do you interfere in such things? Can't you politicians who claim to be secular not dwell into religion and keep your hands off it? And Kevin, who is a very respected left liberal figure, is not even ready to condemn. See, this is the double standard. And let me conclude with just one question. Had this been said about any other religious figure, the entire leftist ecosystem would have erupted. They would have said, all the minorities are in khatre, all the other people are going to have a tough time. India is living in fascist state. See, Hindus have become a soft target. Hindus can be easily punched, blamed, kicked. This kind of pseudo-secular attitude is absolutely unacceptable.
Okay.
That needs to be challenged.
Okay. Let me bring in Atikur Rahman on that note. Atikur Rahman, there's a problem. There's a problem because there's a history of what IUML and its actions have been. There have been leaders of the IUML that have defended people such as Zakir Naik. There have been leaders who have been questioned by various judicial commissions in the 2003 Marad violence that took place as well. So there is a history to this. There's a history to this kind of behavior, which is why the BJP says, or they allege at least, that you can't call IUML a secular party. That's their allegation. Professor Atikur Rahman.
See, Madhav, we need to be candid on this, at least the hate speech things. There cannot be any compromise because the Supreme Court has said that a suo motu action should be taken against such hate mongers. We can blame the IUML if they are protecting such people. They have sacked them. There should be an FIR. If they need to support them, they will have to go by law. But Rahul Ishwar is absolutely on his mark today. And I would like to ensure, Rahul, that whenever the Adharam Sansad people are also, hate mongering against the Islamic people, against the Muslim, he should also come in the same vengeance against them.
Definitely.
We cannot compromise.
There's no two ways about it. There is no two ways about it.
We have
questioned state governments for their delayed action, sir. We have questioned state governments on this channel for their delayed action when it comes to Dharam Sansad as well. There is no two ways that this kind of action, that there can be any kind of endorsement for that. Now, please go ahead.
We should corner them. We should corner the state government, the state police. Because if the state government is not taking action, as per the Supreme Court guidelines, the DG of the state should take action. Suo motu. No need to wait for the politicians to come in. No hate mongering. And we would also like that the Adharam Sansad should not be allowed on any streets furthermore. Let us not compromise on these facades. Please.
All right. Let me one last closing comment. Vinita Hariharan, the Congress has responded to you in the past when you have called IUML. One second, Rahul, just come in because I want to ask this question. Vinita Hariharan, Congress is saying that you may call IUML a communal party, but then why is it that former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee sent IUML leader E. Ahmed to Geneva to represent India at that time?
See, what we are just trying to say is what happened in today's hate speech is despicable and it has to be condemned. And we have to go deep into this case and what is the kind of divisiveness that is being reflected through that hate speech. It's beyond the hate speech. There's something more, beyond the hate speech. There's no smoke without a fire, as I said in the earlier debate. So this has to be, taken very seriously, and there are deep fault lines in Kerala society. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
The kind of hate speech that we're seeing repeatedly in Kerala is extremely scary.
All right. Completely out of time. Questions for every side. Perhaps no side, every political party needs to be questioned when such kind of ghastly statements can be made in public. If people think they can get away with this kind of an extremely horrible statement as this, the individuals seen in these pictures are seen making, certainly there has to be exemplary action because there is no justification for spreading this kind of blind hate in any society. I'd like to thank all our panelists, Vinita Hariharan, Rahul Ishwar, Professor Atikur Rahman, Kevin Matthews, as well as Rohin Mitra for joining us this evening.